What's up, friends? This is Jazz, finally bringing you the New Year's countdown video for my channel. I do gotta apologize, it's late. I'm just getting back into the groove of things in a lot of ways, so hopefully you'll forgive me. Now, there are two things I want to address before I really go into the countdown. One, I realized I've passed the 10-year mark and hadn't done anything special. I apologize. I just for one couldn't think of anything special enough to do. I mean, I don't have all the equipment and all that either to do anything really big and extravagant, but I promise you guys someday I'll bring a video, maybe me reflecting on my journey, maybe, or not. And two, this countdown has no restrictions. Yes, I know I always have some restrictions on my New Year's countdown videos, but this time, not happening. This will be partially in contribute of my 10 years. Plus, I want every video in here to be ones that I enjoy. So guys, this is the top, just like last year, the top 11 videos of 2023. Let's get on to number 11. Number 11 is the For Better or For Worse, the Complete Library Volume 7 unboxing. Now, I've had a few unboxings this year, and you would argue that My Wonderful Life should be on the list. We'll just give you a heads up, it is not. But out of all the unboxings, I just felt this was the most special to me, because I am the biggest For Better or For Worse fan. I always have been. I'll admit, yes, there's like the only other series I could argue that I'm a bigger fan of, or as big of a fan of, is Pokemon. So this is like a hyper focus for me, like Pokemon is. So, and I'm like 2 volumes away from having the complete For Better or For Worse series. So to me, this video was really special. I get to watch me unboxing it and having that memory. Now, I know argumentatively this isn't one of my best made videos or anything at all, but as I said, this countdown is not only for you guys, but for myself as well. I want to pick videos I genuinely love, right? Whether for quality or for memories, quality isn't always the top thing in my books. Not saying that I don't try my best every time I make a video to make it as good as it can be with what I got and with my experience, but still, this video just has a sentimental place to me, and it just could not be on the list. But I do realize logically that this video isn't the highest quality, so I put it on the list, but I didn't put it low or high on the list. So the For Better or For Worse that I unboxing volume 7 is number 11 on this list. Now on to number 10. Number 10 is Pokemon Crimson Fury Review Chapter 14, A Spark of Good Luck. Now, I almost always have to have a Pokemon Crimson Fury review on this list since I started doing them. And obviously, out of everyone I did this year, this is my absolute favorite one. It just kind of, continues the story of Ryan's Eevee, who evolves into a Jolteon in this chapter. And the best thing is he gets over his anxiety of battling to save his master. And we'll just say this is one of my favorite chapters in general, next to the Sandshrew one, the introduction of Sandshrew. Like, I love those stories, how the beginner, the newbie becomes like the hero and he builds up in his strength. And I think I conveyed that pretty much in this chapter. Now, obviously, this is over that other entry because I did put a lot more effort into this than the unboxing. But, will this say, I really should get back to doing those reviews. I apologize. I want to, as I said before, I want to do these chapters when I'm in the best mood I can be. So, that's why they're so sparse, because I want to have all my energy when I do those videos, to show my respect and how much I love the series. So, number 10 is Pokemon Crimson Fury Review Chapter 14, A Spark of Good Luck. Now on to number 9. Number 9 is books and video games I have read and played. Number 1. Now, guys, this was my very first of this series, and I love it so much because to start with, I have problems with hyper-focusing. So that means that I have trouble completing things because I always stick to one particular. When I say thing, even if I've already completed it, I have hard time getting into new things with both reading and video games, so this hopefully will give me incentive to try some more things and finish them to the end. Now, I think I got quite a few different type of books in this one that I've read. I read like The Lovely Bones, 13 Reasons Why, The Grim Grotto of A Series of Unfortunate Events, The Ghost Beach. The games were a little more far in between, like I beat Trading Card Game and Pokemon Crystal. I forget the others. Like, as I said, those are just the ones that I remember particularly. But I feel that I did really good, especially with the reading, because some of those books are not like Goosebumps, yeah, okay, that's a children's book. And even the Grim Grotto is to a degree, but it's at a harder level, right? And the 13 Reasons Why, The Lovely Bones definitely are a higher level book that I really enjoyed. But as I said, I want to read more, and I want to actually go and try new video games and beat one or two of them to the end, right? So I'm trying to give myself incentive to do so, if you know what I mean. Now, again, I apologize, there wasn't one for a while, but surprisingly, it's not the reading that's the problem. Well, okay, now it is, but I have enough books for another one of it. But the video games, yeah, I really need to get back into that habit, to actually completing. I have one or two nearly done. Well, one could be considered nearly done, but it's a slow game to play, which is Wonderful Life. Like, you know. And one is so close, I just gotta play it. Pokemon Leaf Green. Will this say it? Those two as a cheat. Like, I gotta get into them. So, number 9 was books and video games I read and play 1. Now let's get on to number 8. Number 8 is my book collections, part 1, 2, and 3. Now, I know that's kind of cheating, but they're all in the same series, okay? Now, we'll just put it this way. I love this series. I love looking back on this series a lot. But it's kind of low on the list because I think I had some problems. I'm not 100% sure. But I know a couple of my collections had problems. Plus, when it comes to collections, books are usually my least favorite topic of it. Not that I'm not proud of my collection, but it's books, right? There's not a whole lot to show off with books unless they have like pictures and special, things in it. So I don't know if people in general would find this series as interesting as I would. As I said, I love looking back on my own collections, and I'm a lot more of a fan of these things now since I started watching Haley Pham and her reading stuff, and that I'm trying to get into reading. But if you were to ask Jazz 10 years ago if this is be a series she'd be interested in doing, one, she wouldn't even have that many books to begin with, so she wouldn't have much of a series to do. And two, she wouldn't be interested in looking at it. So this is how much that I have grown, right? That I'm actually able to sort of appreciate books a little bit more now. I admit I'm in a phase now where I'd still like, not that I'm against reading. I'm far more reading than I was 10 years ago, but I'm in a slump, right? And I just gotta get myself out of that slump, right? Because my biggest thing I read now is comics, ironically. But I guess I'm also very proud of this collection, because I know people would argue, what's so proud of collecting all these books that you haven't read yet? Okay. I know I'm not one of those people. And again, don't take the wrong way when I say one of those people, but ask any serious hardcore reader that whether they picked up a book that they weren't planning to read right away but would read someday. That is a big issue in that community as well. I'm not alone in this, right? But I suppose, unlike me, the readers probably would read it someday, right? But people who are a big fan of books and readings will pick out books because they like the look of it, and they think, well, they may not be reading it right now, but they want to have it, right? So again, I'm not the only one guilty of this, right? And someday maybe I will read these books that I've picked up, right? It's just happens for me. Unlike some people, especially those who are big readers, I have to be in the right mood, right, for it, which I haven't found the times I'm in the right mood, particularly to read harder books than, like For Better or For Worse or Garfield, right? Like when I'm not feeling good, I just want to read books in my comfort, right? I don't want to read to read, I want to read to help me feel better. So, but anyway, I am extremely proud of this collection, and that's the main reason this is on the list. I mean, I know it's not the most interesting topic for people who are in my subscriber base, but I did this for myself mainly, and if there are people who appreciate those videos too, then great, fantastic. I'm all for having you. Welcome to my channel. But that's the reason this isn't as high on the list, because it's probably not a video that was meant for everyone, more myself in general. So number 8 was my book collections part 1, 2, and 3. Now let's get on to number 7. Number 7 is what I got for my 32nd birthday. Now, I pretty much always include my birthday videos in this list because of sentimental values. Although I will admit that this year it is quite a bit higher up or lower on this list for one particular reason. The mistake I made with that Goosebump book. We'll just put it this way. I love watching it up, but knowing, right, that I made that mistake now, watching it back, kind of, makes me a little sad. It's not as bad now that I got the correct book in my collection now, but it still does damper the numbering on this list a little bit, lowering it. But still, I got so much. I got the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet. I got What Remains of Edith Finch. I got one of the newest South Park seasons. I believe, was it 24 or 23? I'm gonna have to include that. I got a new chapter of the Pokemon Links Between Worlds from the Man 64. I'm just so pleased with everything I got, minus that little mishap again with the Goosebump book. I got pretty much everything I wanted, like a new ring light, which I use almost every on-screen video now, like on camera video now. I just love it. I'm still using it. Even though it's from the dollar store, I still use it quite frequently. As I said, even with the dampering I had with the getting the wrong Goosebump book, I still did really well, and I still love looking back on this video, but I had to give it a bit of a lower spot because of that feeling it still sometimes gives me with the mistake I made. I mean, I probably don't know if it would have helped if I didn't add in the video that I got the wrong book, but I wanted to let people know, right? The mistake had to be rectified, in my opinion, so I did. That way I'm aware. I'm like, okay, I didn't get it, but again, everything was rectified with that mistake in the end, so it makes me feel comfortable enough to put this on the list. Perhaps if I couldn't fix that mistake, I probably would have left it off this list this year, but now I can kind of go back and laugh at that stupid mistake I made. Like, I cannot believe I made a mistake so dumb. Okay, this should be about why it's my favorite on the list and not, but I guess that's just me. Sometimes I'll ramble and rant a little bit. But as I said, I did really good with this haul. And I think I did really good showing everything off too. And any mistake I did make, I included it within editing, right? So, what I got for my 32nd birthday is number 7th on this list. Now on to number 6. Number 6 on this list is my Halloween Special 2023. Now this is kind of special because up until the last week I didn't think whether I was doing it or not. I could not decide on what I was going to do, but I was encouraged to do so. And I figured, well, I never said anything about Are You Afraid or Goosebumps for a long time. Well, Are You Afraid? I don't think I've ever brought up about Goosebumps except for my books. You know, my unboxings and that. I don't think I ever remember doing anything about Goosebumps. So I decided to do my top 5 of scariest of both Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark. And I think I did relatively well. I mean, it was kind of hard finding scary stuff for Goosebumps because I'm an adult, and yeah, you would argue, well, it should be hard for Are You Afraid for that same reason. No, I had the opposite problem. There were so many you could consider scary that I had to really narrow it down. But I think I did it for both of them, and I even managed to not be overly predictable either. I was doing it from my point of view as well as others, right? And as I said, it was my own opinion of what I thought was scary at the time. Even if some of them seemed a little off, right? Like, I could argue, like, some of them now aren't really scary, but they could be very frightening. Because I didn't just do it. I mean, some of them were based on monsters, yes. But some of the ones that I did, like the choices I made, were also the messages, right? The ideas in it, right? Because it just goes to show you that not everything is scary just because of the monster. It could be scary because of a lesson in it, right? And that's what it's more like for adults, right? Like with kids, it's just a scary monster, right? And some of the kids aren't old enough to understand the deeper issues in it. Is why when you watch something like that as an adult, you're like, geez, that's really dark. Like the lesson or the message is really dark. And that's what I based a lot of my choices on this time around. Not because of, a couple of things were because monsters were downright horrifying. I mean, come on. The Tale of the Night Shift. I mean, really? Really, Are You Afraid of the Dark? This was for kids 7 and older. Or was that just Goosebumps? Was it rated higher for Are You Afraid of the Dark? But still, even if it was like for 10-year-olds and older, that is a scary thing for a 10-year-old to see. I mean, it doesn't scare me so much anymore, but I put it there just because kids watch this series. And as a child, that terrified me. I'm not saying, like, at this point it doesn't scare me anymore, but it is still frightening, right? That's one of the exceptions. Like, if a monster, even if it doesn't scare you as an adult anymore, the idea of it, that children watch it, is frightening, right? And we'll just say, I still find it unnerving, right? Not necessarily traumatizing now, but unnerving, absolutely. And I was just impressed that I actually got it all done this video. I took the time, I picked my choices, I thought of what I was going to say and put it all together. Which for me, guys, with my brain, that is very hard for me to do. Just like I'm still having a hard time doing this video right now for the same exact reason. Yeah, little spoiler for you. I'm slogging through this. I'm enjoying it, but I'm pushing myself through this. So, number 6 was Halloween Special 2023. Now on to number 5. Number 5 is my VHS and DVD collections, part 1 through 7, I believe. Now, guys, yes, this is the second collection video I have on this video, and I don't know maybe if the order was a mistake, but I still do kind of go that this is the service to be higher, because normally I enjoy these type of videos more. Looking through DVD and VHS stuff, and when you think about it, it was a little harder for me to do as well, because I had so many more VHS and DVDs than I did books, and plus I had to open up like some of the DVDs and show the DVDs and everything else, so it was a lot more of an effort. Now, I believe, now that I think about it, this was the one that I had a little bit of trouble with in some areas, you know, with how it turned out and everything, but still, there was a good majority of them that worked really well, and I decided to include all of them in this video. Even if you may not see footage for all of them, I will try, but there's 7 parts, guys, but believe me, it's a series, so the whole series is pretty much number 5. Like it goes to show how many, you know, media I have, like movies and that I have. Like, at this point, I believe, I'm trying to think, I included the Rugrats VHS in it to a degree, so I'm absolutely excited, like, that I could show everything that I ever owned, right? Like, I remember I got, the Rugrats VHS in my 30th birthday haul, but then I didn't do a VHS DVD collection, so I could actually include it in this video. It felt so good showing off everything I had. Good and bad, as I said, it took a lot of slug, and I had to put everything back. With someone as short as I am, it's not easy, guys. Not easy at all. But it feels so good watching it all back, right? It's a lot better watching it from the comfort of your bed than actually doing it. You wouldn't believe it. When I'm doing these videos, guys, these types of videos, it makes me wish I was a few inches taller. Okay, maybe a bit more than a few inches, honestly. But still, again, I think in the end, for me, it was absolutely worth it. Not doing it again for another 5 years anyway, though. Because, I mean, I may have gotten some new stuff since then, but for one, you've seen them maybe in my videos, other videos I've done. And 2, I don't want to do another full of anything for another 5 or 6 years, even the video game collection, because it's just really hard to do, right? Until I can get a proper setup that I can actually get up and easily access these things without risking injury to myself, I want to be very, very careful. So anyway, guys, my VHS and DVD collection was number 5 on this list. Now on to number 4. Number 4 is Stardew Valley, a farming simulator with a heart and a few flaws, or the Stardew Valley review. Now, I was going between two reviews that I was going to put on the list, but I decided on this one for a couple of reasons. One, I feel this is the best one that I did when it comes to the details, right, of it, about like how I felt about everything. I was a bit more professional in it, and I also just love, and the second main reason is I love that joke of my rambling and ranting about the children in the game. I just thought that was sort of hilarious, right? I was doing so well, and really the game is almost to me a masterpiece, minus that detail, right? And to think it was all done by one person, which is it's even better. Like it, I mean, I know I've complained in this video about the children's, lack of personality, but really, for one person doing all he did, I sort of can forgive it now, thinking about it. But still, I feel I was very professional in this review and gave as much as I could. Even though I played a lot of this game with mods, I was still able to play it enough to get the feel for it. So I just found that it was overwhelmingly good video overall. So Stardew Valley, a farming simulator with heart and a few flaws, is number 4 on this list. Now on to number 3. Number 3 is my top 9 favorite YouTubers of 2023. Now, I feel so proud of this list. Couple of the biggest reasons I put this on the list is that, one, I think I did really good with my commentary and the editing and everything, right? And 2, I've actually expanded my horizons, because this list isn't just of, movie reviews or game reviews. Like, I even included a channel that does a lot of reading, right, with Haley Pham, right? The only thing that I would have changed about the list is that I would have put a top 10 and included the Endman64 as an actual entry, just because I really do love his work and he works so hard. Like, I know I said that I left him off because I had included him before, but I still should have included him again, because he has grown as a YouTuber tremendously from my last entry, and I respect his work a lot. So, in hindsight, I would have made him, an exception and included him in the list instead of an honorable mention. I always kind of regretted that decision. So, in future reference, if I do it in a few years, I probably will include him. But this whole video shows how much I've grown as a person in the 5 or so years since I've done this video. How if I've expanded my horizons with the channels that I watch, and how my content itself has improved. So this video means a lot to me. So, number 3 on this list was the top 9 YouTubers of 2023. Now on to number 2. Number 2 is What I Got for Christmas 2023. Now, guys, you obviously knew this would be somewhere on the list, although unlike last year, surprisingly, this is only number 2. Because the last video, I don't know if you will guess what it is. It just means more. I worked harder on it in a sense. But honestly, I did put this video higher than my birthday haul, even though I was grateful what I got for my birthday. I got everything I wanted. And the only thing I didn't get was because of my own stupidity. And that's what lowers the birthday video for me over this one. In this video, I got so much. I am so blessed and spoiled, including the book that I made the mistake, I Live in Your Basement. I finally have the complete Goosebumps series in this video, which made me really happy. I also got a laptop, a nice gaming laptop, the iPhone 14, Pokemon Shining Pearl. I finally completed for me, the Switch games that mattered for Pokemon, and I don't really play the Ken tournaments or anything. I don't know how to play those type of games. So I'm fine not owning that at this point in time. But I even got a small trip to Value Village and all those other games, Cult of the Lamb, Sunhaven. Finally got on packing. It's a game out on my radar for a little bit, but wasn't so sure of. So and the DLC for Violet. So I just said I got a really good haul this year. Of course, last year was special too, especially because I won the Secret Santa, and I will always remember that. So I think in one way, 2022 and 2023 were two memorable Christmases for me in a row, and I am just incredibly pleased with it. I mean, I also just remembered I got that Rick and Morty first three seasons. I don't know how many more there is, plus a Rick and Morty shirt and the poster that came with the 3 seasons. So it was a very memorable Christmas for me that I will pretty much never forget. Honestly, I think it's going to be a while before I get a Christmas that good again. So I mean, I know I may have said that last year, but this year was also, like, the most memorable thing last year was the Secret Santa thing for me and getting Pokemon Scarlet, right? But this year was completely memorable. Like I didn't need to get as near as much as I did, right? But I did, and I appreciate it, it all, right? I am using many of things as I can at this point. I'm loving everything. So anyway, what I got for Christmas 2023 was number 2 on this list. Now, what is my number 1 video of 2023? And the number 1 video on this list is the top 11 videos of 2022. Now, guys, you've probably guessed this might be somewhere on the list when I said there was no banned videos, right? That everything went for this video. But you probably are thinking, well, why number 1? Honestly, guys, I'm sorry, but this is for my favorite video I made this year. Because really, when you think about it, it's one of my favorite videos every single year. But I usually I usually ban it because it would be too obvious or cheating. And I want to showcase some of my other videos as well. Normally, I only include it for a couple of reasons. One, if I can't get to at least 10 videos in the countdown, I will have to include it. Or if there's a special occasion, which this is the special occasion. This is the reason. It's my 10 years on YouTube. And I feel that I really wanted to include it, for that reason. And as I said, I worked so hard on the video that year. Yes, it may have included a lot of hauls, but I think I've had a few reviews in that too. And I just rewatched it, right? And it brought back so many memories of that year. That's one thing I love about these type of videos, these New Year's countdowns, is that each year I can look back on how far I've come, what I need to improve, it just, all in all, it's like memories to me. So anyway, guys, the top 11 videos of 2022 was number 1 on this list. Well, 2023 was a pretty good year for YouTube. Yes, I've taken a lot of breaks figuring out, like, myself out and what videos to do. But when I got to and done a video, I think I've done a very good job with them. I put my passion into them. That's what I'm trying to do going forward with this channel, is making videos that I can be very proud about and that I love so much. And I think this year, every video I chose has some special place in my heart, or I felt did really well. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the New Year's countdown, like always, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, like what you see, please subscribe. It helps this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.